Bilal al-Habashi, the first muezzin. This strong and silent slave suffered outrageous torture in the hands of his masters, but unlike his tormentors, he continues to live in the hearts of 1.2 billion people 1,500 years after his demise. Not bad for a Negro slave, hey? Salman al-Farsi, a Persian slave and a poet, wrote, "My heart has become able to wear all forms, a pasture for gazelle, a monastery for monks, the tablet of Torah, the book of Quran. I profess the religion of love, whatever direction its mount may take me. Love is my religion and my belief." Victorious Salman, the first slave governor of Iran, took power with the words, "I have the same origins as you. I shall be compassionate towards you." This image is not a likeness of Salman and is merely a creation of my own imagination. Rabia al-Basri, "My heart is filled with love and there is no room left for hate." The desert-dwelling ex-slave was queen of the hearts, not nations. Rabia was a woman left alone in the Islamic world. In her loneliness, she turned to Allah for protection. She was thought to have acquired enlightenment and an awesome power from the divine. Her writing survives to this day. Al-Akhshidi, this African eunuch slave ingratiated himself into the affections of the kindly Caliph and was crowned the ruler of an empire. His rise was most incredible because a famous poet at the time, Al-Muthannabi, described him as a Negro with lips half as large as himself, and after whom they style the moon of darkness, a hippopotamus who waddles on splay feet. Sajrat ul-Dur, Queen of Muslimin. Sajrat ul-Dur was a real-life Cinderella. She married into the life of glass slippers, splendid balls, silk and fineries, and a 200-year war. She took charge when her husband, king and commander of the armies, died, and returned victorious to a cheering crowd and rain of confetti of pearls and other good things. Shamsuddin Iltutmish. This slave's rise to the throne was through marriage. He established an inspirational system of justice. He ordered his oppressed subjects to wear saffron-colored garments and go about their business, so that his legion of qadis could seek them out and deliver justice. Iltutmish completed Qutb-i-Minar, a monumental building which survives to this day in India. Malik Andil. How did this African palace slave become a ruler of, well, Bangladesh? In short, by murdering the ruling King Barik. The killing was a comedy of errors. Andil tried to stab the drunken, large and powerfully built Sultan Barik. In a shuffle, Andil got trapped underneath in a pitch-dark room. After much ado, Andil emerged unhurt, and in time he was appointed Sultan. Andil ordered a small mountain of gold coins to be given in Sadaqah. To his vizier's protestations, "It's too much," Andil ordered, "Double it." Blood money indeed. Zahir Ruku'uddin Baybars. He was captured during Mongol invasions of Eastern Europe and eventually sold to the ruler of Damascus. His life inspired Conan the Barbarian. He gave all his wealth to Egyptian famine relief, destroyed the Mongol invading armies, and chopped off his own Sultan Qut's head off. He ended the secret society of assassins and died accidentally drinking poison he ordered for another. Razia Sultana was a daughter of a slave, but she was born a princess. She was crowned the ruler of a great empire. When the misogynist nobles and her male siblings deposed her, she climbed a minaret of a mosque at Friday prayers, saying, "I come to you seeking justice." She married her jailer, fought at the head of an army, but in defeat she was murdered by a peasant who plundered her. Ghasyuddin Balban. Balban protested when he was rejected as a potential slave, saying, "Why do you reject me?" Having got the Sultan's attention, he added, "My great Sultan, I say to you, I may be small in stature, but I am a giant of the intellect." Balban became a slave thus, but he became a ruler by rising through the ranks of nobles, rich and the powerful. He was an austere ruler, but a devoted family man who was devastated by the loss of his son in the Mongol invasions. Qutbuddin Aybak, first king of Islamic rule in India. Aybak's master Muhammad Ghori had once said, "Other men have 1 or 2 sons to shine their names, but I have 1,000 sons who shall shine mine." He was referring to his slaves. Muhammad Ghori bequeathed his empire to his slave because, well, he was the best man for the job. Amber Malik was an utterly loyal slave general in the army of Queen Chand Bibi. She was killed by a mob when the central authorities, guys that built Taj Mahal, resolved to oust her rule. Amber's unbearable grief led him to rebel. After many decades of military struggle, the Mughal authorities agreed to Amber's demands, but as luck would have it, Chand's only surviving heir turned out to be utterly incompetent, and thus Amber Malik got to rule. Abu Uthman Amir ibn Bahir al-Kahini al-Furqani al-Basri al-Jahiz for short, the unacknowledged predecessor to Darwinian evolutionary theory, no less. He was more famous for his protruding eye condition than his genius, though. His East African mother and Arab father were both slaves and despaired at first at their son's preoccupation with idle academic majlises and mosques, but later encouraged him. His work, which survives 1200 years, includes the Book of Animal, Book of Misers or Avarice and the Avaricious, the Book of Eloquence and Demonstration, the Book on Concubines, and Superiority of the Blacks over the Whites. Malik Kafur, also known as the 1,000-dinar Kafur. He was a eunuch of a Hindu king who sold him for 1,000 gold dinars. Malik Kafur rose to power, riches and fame when he became a general. He may have been a lower caste, but you'd never know it. Malik Kafur is said to have been a beautiful man who fought Mongol invasions and his former masters.